Are you looking for the best gaming monitors under $500? In this video we will look at some of the 5 best gaming monitors under $500 on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description. So make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. Acer XV252QF. Best 1080p gaming monitor under $500 size, 2.5, resolution, 1920 by 1080, panel, IPS, refresh rate, 360Hz, 390Hz OC, VR, FreeSync, GSANC stable. AMD FreeSync and MBR up to 390Hz, low input lag, quick response time. Fully ergonomic design. Vibrant and accurate colors. The Acer XV252QF can be found for $350, yet it's better than the $500 plus GSANC models thanks to its excellent backlight strobing implementation and 390Hz OC. The monitor is based on an IPS panel, which means that you'll get 178 degrees wide viewing angles that prevent image quality degradation when viewed at an angle. Further, you get accurate and consistent colors covering the standard sRGB color space in its entirety. It has a strong peak brightness of 400 nits, so it can get more than bright enough even in well-lit rooms, while the contrast ratio is 1000 to 1 as expected from IPS technology. Another thing to keep in mind about IPS monitors is IPS glow, which is the expected drawback of this panel type. Finally, the IPS panel of the XV252QF boasts a rapid 1 millisecond GTG pixel response time speed, which ensures that there's no visible trailing behind fast-moving objects, allowing you to focus on your targets without distractions. Moving on, AMD's FreeSync technology allows you to synchronize the monitor's refresh rate to your GPU's frame rate, which will eliminate screen tearing and stuttering up to 360 Hz per FPS frames per second, or up to 390 Hz per FPS if overclocked. Alternatively, you can use the Visual Response Boost (VRB) technology, which uses backlight strobing to reduce perceived motion blur. Besides the overclockable refresh rate, another advantage the XV252QF has over the more expensive 360 Hz GSANC variants is that its backlight strobing implementation can operate up to 390 Hz, whereas the other models are limited to 240 Hz. Other useful gaming features include Black Boost for better visibility in darker games, customizable crosshairs, and pre-calibrated picture presets. Number 2. Cooler Master Tempest GP27Q. Best 1440p 165Hz IPS gaming monitor. Size, 2.7, resolution, 2560 by 1440, panel, IPS, refresh rate, 165Hz, VR, FreeSync, GSANC stable. Cooler Master Tempest GP27Q has high peak brightness, decent pixel density, wide color gamut, 576-zone mini LED FALD, quick response time, low input lag, plenty of features, including VR up to 165 FPS, fully ergonomic stand and rich connectivity options, including COBM and USB-C with 90 WPD. For most people, 360 Hz or even 240 Hz is not necessary. The difference between 240 Hz and 144 Hz is not as noticeable as it is between 60 Hz and 144 Hz, meaning that you can enjoy smooth and responsive performance as well as vivid details and better colors with a 1440p 144 Hz IPS display. The Cooler Master Tempest GP27Q is hands down the best 1440p 144 Hz gaming monitor you can get for under $500. First of all, the Tempest GP27Q monitor has the perfect screen size for the 2560 by 1440 screen resolution as it hits the pixel density sweet spot of 108 pixels per inch, PPI, meaning that you get plenty of screen space as well as sharp and clear details without any scaling necessary. As if that's not enough, the display boasts an IPS panel with a rapid pixel response time speed and quantum dot technology, allowing for exceptional color gamut coverage of 99% Adobe RGB, 150% sRGB, and 10-bit color depth support. The colors are accurate, consistent, and vibrant. The Cooler Master GP27Q also supports HDR and has a 576-zone mini LED fold backlight for the true HDR viewing experience with up to 1200 nits of peak brightness. Moving on, AMD FreeSync is supported with a 48 to 165 Hz VRR range over DisplayPort and HDMI, while VRR works with compatible NVIDIA cards without issues over DP. Other useful features include various picture presets, including sRGB, Adobe RGB, and DCI-P3 modes, motion blur reduction backlight strobing technology, night vision, and crosshair overlays. At the moment, you cannot use HDR and VRR at the same time, but a firmware update should fix this, mid-November according to Cooler Master. Number 3. Gigabyte M32Q. Best value 321440p 144Hz plus IPS gaming monitor. Size, 3.2, resolution, 2560 by 1440. Panel, IPS refresh rate, 165 Hz, 170 Hz OC, VRR FreeSync, GSANC stable. Gigabyte M32Q has accurate and vibrant colors, quick response time speed. Plenty of gaming features such as FreeSync and aim stabilizer sync. Ergonomic stand and extensive connectivity options. If you want a 1440p high refresh rate IPS gaming monitor with a 3.2 sized screen, the Gigabyte M32Q is the only such model available under $500. Luckily, it's awesome. 1440p resolution won't look quite as crisp on the 31.5 viewable screen of the M32Q, 93 ppi, as it does on 2.7 monitors, 108 ppi. In fact, you get the same amount of screen space and detail clarity as you would with a 2.4 1080p monitor, just a much bigger screen. A lot of people, especially FPS gamers, also find 3.2 monitors to be too big as they have to move their head/eyes more, putting them at a competitive disadvantage. However, the image still looks quite crisp, and since you'll be sitting a bit further away from a 3.2 screen, in comparison to 2.4, individual pixels won't be noticeable and you'll get a more immersive gaming experience. The monitor has a wide 94% DCI-P3 gamut, 120% sRGB, with a provided sRGB emulation mode. The contrast ratio is 1000 to 1 as expected from IPS technology, while the peak brightness is very good at 400 nits for HDR content and 350 nits for SDR. Finally, it boasts a fast 1 millisecond GTG pixel response time speed that eliminates visible trailing behind fast-moving objects. The Gigabyte M32Q supports AMD FreeSync and offers stable GSANC performance despite not having official certification by NVIDIA. Gigabyte's exclusive aim stabilizer sync technology is supported as well, which allows VRR and MBR to be used at the same time in order to minimize the double image effect. Other features include custom crosshair overlays, on-screen timers, a refresh rate tracker, black equalizer, dashboard, monitors CPU/GPU temperature, speed, etc., and a built-in CVM switch. Number 4. Gigabyte G34WQC-A. Best value ultra-wide monitor under $500 size, 3.4, resolution, 3440 by 1440, panel, VA, refresh rate, 144 Hz, VRR, FreeSync, GSANC unstable. High contrast ratio, wide color gamut. Plenty of features including MBR and FreeSync up to 144 Hz, ergonomic stand, immersive gaming experience. If you're after something a bit different, the Gigabyte G34WQC-A is one of the best ultra-wide monitors under $500. In fact, it's often available for $400. Thanks to its ultra-wide format, 21:9 aspect ratio, the Gigabyte G34WQC-A provides a more immersive viewing and gaming experience as well as an extra horizontal workspace. Further, it features a VA panel with a high static contrast ratio of 4000 to 1, which makes for deep and vivid black shades. In comparison to IPS panels, the colors aren't as accurate and consistent, but they are vibrant and rich nonetheless with true 8-bit color depth and 125% sRGB gamut. Here's the kicker, 3440 by 1440 UWQHD resolution also provides a rich pixel density of 110 ppi on this 3.4 screen, thereby ensuring crisp details and plenty of screen real estate. The viewing angles are somewhere in between those of IPS and TN. They aren't quite as wide as that of IPS, but they are a lot better than the viewing angles on TN panels. Generally, the main downside of VA panels is the response time speed. Pixels take a bit longer to change from one color to another, which causes noticeable ghosting, but it isn't very important in most cases. However, in fast-paced games where dark pixels are predominant in the picture, there is visible smearing of fast-moving objects which may be tolerable to some, but game-breaking to others. Overall, if you mostly play fast-paced games competitively, you should avoid VA panels. Otherwise, it's not a big deal as you get an exceptional image quality for the price as a trade-off. For casual and single-player FPS games, the amount of ghosting will not be an issue either. You can use the aim stabilizer technology to further eliminate the perceived motion blur. Moving on, the Gigabyte G34WQC-A supports AMD FreeSync up to 144 Hz. However, when using FreeSync, there might be some brightness flickering issues depending on your particular unit of the monitor. Some G34WQC-A units will work just fine, while some may flicker only in certain games and in certain scenarios, for instance, only on loading screens or in menus, but it's something to keep in mind. Other features include pre-calibrated picture modes, FPS, RTS, racing, etc., custom crosshairs, black equalizer, improves visibility in darker games, color vibrance, saturation adjustments, and picture-in-picture/picture-by-picture. Number 5. LG 32WQC-A. Best 324K monitor under $500. Size, 2.7. Resolution, 3840 by 2160. Panel, IPS. Refresh rate, 60 Hz VRR, FreeSync, GSANC stable. AMD FreeSync is supported with a 40 to 60 Hz VRR range over both HDMI and DisplayPort, and while the monitor is not certified as GSANC compatible by NVIDIA, it does work with compatible GeForce cards, GTX 10 series or newer, over DisplayPort. Other features include black stabilizer, improves visibility in darker scenes, dual controller, allows for control over two PCs connected to the display, and advanced image adjustment tools such as 6-axis hue/saturation, sharpness, for gamma presets and color temperature fine-tuning in increments of 500K. The stand of the monitor supports height adjustment by up to 110 mm and tilt by -5 degrees per 20 degrees, or you can detach the stand and mount the screen via the 100 by 100 mm VISA pattern. Connectivity options include two HDMI 2.0 inputs, DisplayPort 1.4, a headphone jack and dual 5W built-in speakers. All ports feature HDCP 2.2, allowing you to stream copy-protected content in native 4K resolution from streaming services such as Netflix. Most 324K IPS monitors go $4,700 as they're mainly intended for professional color-critical use with professional-grade factory calibration and other features. Here's the deal, the LG 32WQC-A allows you to enjoy the advantages of the IPS technology at a more affordable price, but if you want to use it for serious color-critical work, you'll need a colorimeter since there's no sRGB mode. The display covers 95% of the DCI-P3 color space, equivalent to 125% sRGB, meaning that sRGB content will be oversaturated. For regular use, be it gaming, watching movies, or anything in between, this won't be an issue as you get more vibrant colors with better shade variety. However, since there's no sRGB emulation mode that could restrict the monitor's gamut to 100% sRGB, you'll need a colorimeter if you want accurate sRGB color output. Next, the LG 32WQC-A has 178 degrees wide viewing angles, a 1000:1 static contrast ratio, a 350 nit peak brightness and a 5 milliseconds GTG pixel response time speed, so you won't get as deep blacks as those of cheaper 324K VA models. Nonetheless, the image quality won't degrade at an angle and there won't be any prominent dark smearing in fast-paced games.